Hi guys, and welcome to another cropped gear review. Today we'll be having a look at the Benro S8 Fluid head. Hi there, and welcome to this quick review on the Benro S8 Fluid head. I was looking for a head to put on one of my sliders and to replace my Sachtler Ace head. I was hoping to not spend too much money but still have a high weight capacity on the head, and that's when I found the Benro S8. It's about 220 euros, I believe, and it has of course a pan, tilt, and it can hold up to 8 kilograms, which is amazing for that kind of money. But of course I wasn't sure if they actually told the truth about that, because other video heads that can hold up to 8 kilograms go above 1,000 euros, and this one is only 200 and a bit. So I couldn't resist buying this and give it a go and see if it was at all true what they said about this head. So here it is. As you can see, it's pretty big. And with the size comes weight. So it's a big, hefty head. But that's not a problem if it works alright. So does it work alright? Let's see. On this side you have drag control for the tilt. You have the locking mechanism for tilt, locking mechanism for pan, and the drag control for pan. On this side you have 4 steps of counterbalance, well actually 3 steps of counterbalance and 0, which is a generous feature. On this side you have an illuminated bubble to make sure your shots are leveled. Illuminated, it's very nice. Who would have thought of an illuminated bubble on such a cheap tripod head? On the underside of the head is some space to store several screws. The top side of course features the quick release system. You get this handlebar, which is retractable and extendable. You can mount it on the right or on the left side. Doesn't really matter, you can mount it where you want. Another bonus you get is on each side of the head are these holes for 3/8 inch screws, which you can just screw in a magic arm, a monitor arm, whatever. You can screw in some of your accessories, which is nice. So if you have a look at it like this, it's a very complete head for very little money. But is it any good? Well, if you remove all of the counterbalance, remove all of the drag, it should be completely loose, right? Everything is loose now. If I drop it, it falls straight to the ground. Although I have to say it's not as loose as I would expect it to be when you loosen everything up, but it's loose enough. That's loose enough for you, right? Then I'm going to add, as you can see here, the first step of counterbalance, which immediately kicks in, and wow, that's a lot of counterbalance for the first step. That can hold up to, I think, 2 kilograms or something. Well, of course, if I up it a bit more, then it becomes harder to move it and it just snaps back into position. And if I turn it up all the way to 3, then it becomes quite hefty to move it around. And if I increase the drag with that, then suddenly it's I have to put in a lot of effort to move this head, which is a good thing, because you want to put on rigs up to 8 kilograms on this head. So if I just put on my camera rig, you can see here that if I let it go, it just stops. I do not have to worry about my rig making my tripod fall over. I can just let it go, walk away, do something else, and it just won't fall over, which is amazing. My rig is 7.5 kilograms. This head says it can hold up to 8. If I put it on the highest counterbalance setting, it can easily hold my 7.5 kilograms rig. I did not expect that from a head this cheap. That's actually amazing. I'm truly amazed by this head. So, all in all, from what we've seen up till now, it's a very feature-filled head. It can hold up its weight, and it's only 220 euros. Amazing. So what's not to like about this head? Well, actually I have a couple of minor issues, but please note these are very, very minor. I'm so happy with this head. It's amazing. But so what I don't like about this head is that it fixes to your tripod, to your half bowl or whatever, only with a 3/8 inch screw. As you can see here, that's the screw goes in and nothing else. That's just it, which means, especially with a head that's supporting this much weight, sometimes if you up the drag and you want to make a nice pan, you actually accidentally loosen the head, and that's kind of freaky. I don't want that to happen. But if you know that's a possibility, you can make sure it doesn't. You have to tighten the head, of course, not too tight, because then I'm not sure. But yeah, only one screw is not one of my favorite options to mount a tripod head on anything. But it does a trick. You just have to make sure you know what you're doing. Another thing, the quick release button here that you have to press in order to loosen the quick release plate is made entirely of plastic. Once you push it in and let it go, it kind of sticks a bit. It doesn't feel too great. It feels a bit flimsy. So it works great, I have to say. It's not like it's not working. It just feels like it might fail rather easily. Look, I pressed it in now and it just doesn't come out. So I have to press it a few times again and then it comes out. So this thing is a bit flimsy, the release button. Another downside of this head is when you put on the counterbalance to 3, put on a heavy rig like mine, 7.5 kilos, then the counterbalance is fine. But if you put on the drag all the way up, it's still rather, well, loose is not the word, but it's not as draggy as I would have liked it to be. If I compare it to my Sachtler Ace head, it has a lot more drag on that head. So drag all the way down, it's not as loose as possible. If you put it all the way up, it's not as draggy as possible. So the drag could have been better. So you have the mounting of the head, which I'm not entirely happy about. You have the quick release button, which is a bit flimsy, and the drag, well, does the job, but could have been just a tad better. A quick release system that is compatible with Manfrotto quick release systems like the 501 and the 504 plates, which is in fact the same one as my Sachtler Ace. I don't have to buy some stupid adapter or whatever. I can just stick all my rigs straight on here. Great. So one other nifty feature that I just have to point out is the way the handlebar connects to the head. Of course it connects regularly with a screw and a rosetta, but the rosetta on the head is made from solid material. You're probably not going to break that. But if you over tighten the knob, it may just be damaged or whatever. You're not entirely sure that your rosettas won't be damaged. So that's why Benro, I will zoom in on this later, but that's why Benro put in a little plastic extra ring between the rosetta of the handlebar and the rosetta of the video head. So if you over tighten, what will break is this little plastic ring, which is actually worthless. You can just replace it, but you're sure that even if you're over tightening, none of the essential pieces of the gear will be damaged. So great extra addition on the way the handlebar connects to the head. A conclusion, this head is amazing. I just have to say it again. If you're looking for something that can hold up to 8 kilograms of weight, but you don't want to spend over 1,000 euros, this thing is great. You get for 220 euros a head that's supposed up to 8 kilo, has separate pan and tilt drag controls, separate locks for pan and tilt, has an illuminated bubble, has 4 steps of counterbalance, has a quick release system that is the same as some of the major systems out there, like the Manfrotto 501 and 504 plates. And wow, this head is amazing. I'm genuinely very excited about this head. I did not expect too much from it for 220 euros, but it has blown me away in all kinds of ways. And the handlebar is retractable. Great head. If you don't want to spend too much money on a great head, the Benro S8 is it for you. It's heavy, it's big, it has some minor flaws, but it does so much right. So I'm very happy with this head. If you want more information about the head, click the link in the description below. I'll put some extra information up on my website. So that's basically it for the Benro S8 video head. Thank you for watching. I hope this video was useful to you. Have fun shooting out there, and I will see you next time. Bye.